Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In September of 2023, Netanyahu announced his new plan for Gaza, where he will not need to recognize the international law and human rights for the people of Gaza, and that he would use this new business plan with the King of Saudi Arabia that will make a new maritime route from Saudi Arabia to Israel, and it would bypass the maritime choke point named the Suez Canal. October 7th of 2023, Hamas army breaks open the wall of Gaza and takes more than 200 prisoners of war, focusing on the Niraz kibbutz and the Reem Music Festival. By lunchtime, the Hamas army is back over the wall in Gaza, and Netanyahu has fighter jets demolishing downtown Gaza with bunker buster bombs and all other new bomb technologies. October of 2023, 200 airstrikes every night, focusing on Gaza City for 5 days until the Americans arrive offshore with warships. And after that, every night of October is 500 airstrikes every night and through the day, and sometimes even up to 700 airstrikes in 24 hours. 1 million people become refugee under Netanyahu's order to evacuate Gaza City, Jabalia, and Beit Hanun. At the end of October, 1 million people are traveling on foot along the Salahuddin Highway south, and 200,000 are in the 3 cities in the north because they are wounded or unable to travel, and Netanyahu's army gets them surrounded. In November of 2023, Beit Hanun city is demolished with airstrikes and artillery. All of the hospitals in Jabalia and Gaza City are destroyed. Schools holding refugees are struck. November 25, there is a start of a prisoner exchange, and within a week before the end of the month, there are over 100 prisoners of war released by Hamas from Gaza back to Israel in exchange for a ceasefire. In December, starting on December 19, Jabalia City is struck every night heavily with airstrikes, and 1,000 people are killed in the first 48 hours of the attacks. Under a media blackout, every day, 1,000 people in Jabalia are killed. And at the end of the week, they say 8,000 people are killed, and more are missing under demolished structures. Nearly 2,000 people are taken from Jabalia as prisoners of war by Netanyahu's army. From January to April, Netanyahu's army is at a standstill around Gaza. In April 1, Netanyahu airstrikes Damascus, Syria, killing an Iranian general, Mohammad Reza Zahidi, who commanded the army of Iran since he was 20 years old, and he is the commander for Hezbollah for Iran. April 13th, the largest anti-satellite missile attack in history occurs, and it involves 150 drones, 30 cruise missiles, 120 anti-satellite missiles. May 6th, Netanyahu demands the evacuation of the refugees from Rafah city in Gaza. And Netanyahu immediately begins hundreds of airstrikes every night in Rafah city. In this time, May, over a week's time, over 1 million people who are refugees in Gaza are trying to evacuate this one city, Rafah. And at that time, the president of Iran and his foreign minister fly their helicopter into the side of a mountain and die. And by May 28th, more than 1 million refugees are evacuated from Rafah onto the grassy field and the sandy beach, and many have no tents. July 20th, Netanyahu airstrikes Hodeidah port in Yemen, disabling the gas supply, which is the heart of Yemen's gas supply, and it disrupts their electric grid that depends on it. On July 31st, Netanyahu does a series of 3 airstrikes overnight, and he kills 3 different leaders. He bombs Tehran, killing Ismail Haniyeh, the leader of Hamas. He airstrikes Beirut, Lebanon, killing Fuad Shakur, the leader of Hezbollah. And he airstrikes Damascus, killing Amir Ali Hajizadeh, leader of Iran's missile project for Hezbollah. And months later, Amir Ali Hajizadeh is found alive, and he's posing for photographs in the biggest anti-satellite missile attack that humanity's ever witnessed, which was October 1st, 2024. August 25th, Netanyahu uses 100 aircraft in an overnight operation, and he claims that he airstriked 6,000 missiles, and this was in South Lebanon. August 27, Netanyahu's army enters Jenin city in West Bank, which is the last city on the highway north to Israel in the Golan Heights. Within 1 week, all of the city streets are demolished with bulldozer so that the streets are not usable and you cannot travel on those roadways in Jenin. And many are killed in raids, army raids. September 17th, 4,000 pagers explode in South Beirut and all cities south of Beirut in Lebanon. The next day, more than 1,000 radios are cyber attacked and remotely made to explode. And September 23, Tabas mine in Iran has a methane leak, causing an explosion. September 27th, airstrikes in Dania suburb of Beirut, Lebanon, kill the leader Hassan Nasrallah. And October 1st, Iran attacks Israel with 181 anti-satellite missiles. All of the missiles reach the city and most all strike down. October 5th, Netanyahu orders all cities in South Beirut to evacuate. South of Beirut and South Lebanon to evacuate. They're being ordered to evacuate. And October 6th, there's overnight airstrikes that disable the airport in Beirut City. And in this first week in October, the many of the small towns and cities along the border of Beirut are demolished with airstrikes. And this brings us to the current date. This is the general outline of the timeline for Palestine, September 2023 to October 2024. Allahu Akbar.